Hello, everyone. Welcome to our recording this time, which is going to be a bit different than previous sessions, as we thought it might be better to show you how the tool works with two examples that are allowed in this amendment period. So I am Berfu from Business Support Team. Many of you, I think, I've met on these webinars, and now I will have my colleagues with me who will have their roles, and I will explain them when the time comes. But before we go into the details, the screens, and how the things work, I would like to remind few important things that would be great if you keep an eye on these, and then let us know if something has to be changed or if you need any help about them. So, as we have communicated earlier, this is the amendment period, which is always open in the tool, as you know, so you can always go and request your amendments, but there are only specific periods where you will be able to, your amendment requests will be able to checked by the grants team. The last window is going to be on 21st of October. So until 21st of October, we need all budget changes to be entered and approved by, if they are okay, by the finance contacts of each entity. So every budget change has to be in its final point where grants team are able to check one by one. So please, first activity leaders, as you may remember from the roles, first activity leaders need to complete the budget changes in the tool. Then these changes will fall to project monitors. Once these are approved by program managers, the new name project monitors, they will fall on finance contacts of each entity whose budgets are requested to be changed. And once they approve, it will be time for grants team to check these. So please make sure whichever step is before the grants are completed latest on 21st of October. As you can also remember from previous cases, but this is just a good moment to remind again that whatever note you write while you are approving things, either as program managers, project monitors, or the finance contacts, those will be visible for everyone. So if a finance contact is going to write, okay, this is fine for me, I'm approving, just remember the fact that this will be visible for everyone who is involved in the whole process. Last important thing to remind you, if any role has to be changed within your entities or your projects, please reach us before you start doing these amendments. Because in some cases, we see that finance contact role has to be changed, but this is realized just after an amendment is requested. It may take time to fix the things and put this notification to the new finance contact. So it's better if you reach us, if you check your entities, you see something has to be changed, and then reach us in advance. Activity leader does these changes. So please, I would really recommend and appreciate if master contacts can check the context of your entities to be sure finance contacts are the ones that are correct, as they are going to be the ones who are approving, rejecting, checking the changes that are done by the activity leader. So now I think we can move on to the screen. I'll share my screen. So for you to know, I will be acting as the activity leader of the CAVA, and I will have 3 colleagues helping me. One will be the finance contact of one entity. The other one will be the finance contact of the second one. And then one colleague will be acting as the program manager, who is a project monitor. So you will see the screens. We will not show the program manager screen, as you don't need to do anything on that, but you will see how the finance contacts will see the things on their screens. So before I share my screen, let me also turn off my camera, as I will be using the second screen. And now I will share my screen and you will see. Perfect. So, as I said, I'm going to be Anna, who is the activity leader of the CAVA. And this is the portal that you are probably already very familiar with. So to start with, we will go with 2 scenarios. As I said, the first one will be about changing a budgets within the participant, which is one of the things that is allowed in this amendment period. So let's say your Kava has 2 participants and one has to change some budgets within the cost categories. That is allowed, and this is going to be our first scenario. The second scenario will be a change within the participants. So some budget may be shifted from one participant to another. This is also allowed in this amendment, and we will show this in the second scenario. So as a maybe last reminder before we go to the screens, please make sure you only make these changes. Others will not be approved by the grants team, as this is the last amendment period before we close the business plan for 23-25. So let's start. As I said, I am Anna. I'm activity leader. I go to my applications, projects. I tap to that. I click on that tab. So you may have more than one Kava listed here, but here, let's say this participant is only joining in one Kava, participant in one Kava. So the activity leader clicks on training Kava, which is created specifically for this training. First of all, what we suggest, and we really recommend this, is you as activity leader to make sure, check everything regarding your project, especially the budgets and the consortium. So let's see who are the consortium members of your project, which is called Training Kava. You go to Consortium tab, you click, and then you will see the lists where you will see Ana Pizza is one entity involved in your project, and test company Costi is the second one involved in your project. If you scroll down a bit, you will be able to see the project contact roles. So as I said, I am Anna. So Anna is the activity leader. And then we have Rowena as a finance contact of Ana Pizza. And we have Arzu as a project monitor of the Kava, who is responsible from the monitoring of the project. And then there is Barfu, who is the finance contact of Costi, the test company Costi. So you checked, the consortium is ready, your participants are here, nothing is missing. Then it's great that you can also check the budgets. You go to budgets, you may find budgets under the tab more. So you click on it, then you see the budgets. So as you see, Ana Pizza has a budget for 25. Test company Costi has a budget for 25 as well. As in this amendment period, you will be only able to work with your 25 budgets. That's why we didn't put any budget for 26 as an example in this Kava. So coming back to where we started, Anna, as activity leader of Training Kava, would like to make project change requests. So she goes to project change request. And she will, as you see, there is nothing requested before. In your cases, there might be some already listed here as drafts, accepted, rejected. But to do it from scratch, you will go to new. And normally, if the period allows you to do other changes like KPI deliverables, you could also use this button here to select other changes. But as we said, this amendment only allows a budget change within the participant or among the participant of the Kava. So you click only to budget change and you say next. So there will be a new screen where you will see you need to fill in project change request. This is really important because it has to be very clear both for you, the finance contacts of each entity, and also the grants team and the project monitor. So rather than typing something that only makes sense to you, we really recommend you try to put something really clear. And we say, let's say budgets 2025 of Ana Pizza will be changed. And according to the scenario, we will ask personnel to increase by 10K and travel cost to be decreased by 10K. So there will be a shift between the cost categories. So we will try to make it clear for everyone and say the budgets of 25, whose budget, Ana Pizza's budget, what is the action, personnel increase by 10K and travel decrease by 10K. So that will be clear for everyone. Then we move to type. the one below. And you need to select reallocation of funds, because that's what we do. We are trying to reallocate the funds by changing the cost categories within the same participant. So you select reallocation of funds, and then you don't need to do anything on the upper side. You scroll down a bit, and now you need to write a narrative about this change. As it is an increase of personal costs, you can say there will be a new colleague hiring. So we need, we need to shift let's say 10K from personnel, from travel to personnel. So we described what the change is going to be about, and here is a reason. We can say a new temp. I'm going to write something wrong. You don't need to write it long, but it has to be clear. So you can say a new team member will be hired to cover, let's say, same of the tasks of the colleague who does not need to travel from Germany office anymore. So according to the scenario, there was an employee in German office who has the knowledge, who needs to travel, so the travel costs were higher expected. But now they say, okay, we don't need this anymore. We just want a new personnel in the office in, let's say, Brussels, and we no longer need a travel. So the travel cost will be decreased. So here, when you scroll down, you will see project organization role. When you click on the box there, normally you will see a list of them. If you don't see, you will know which entity you are going to work on. And our case is Anna Pizza. So I just wrote Anna, and I found Anna Pizza. So this means this change is going to be related with Anna Pizza. And here, we again click on the budget. And if we have more budget lines, 26, 27, whatever, you will have the list. But in our case, as you may remember, we only have 25 budgets for each entity. That's the only budget line that we can see, and I click on it. So I said, it's going to be a budget change request for Anna Pizza for budget 25. We scroll down and we save. So what we did as a first step is we requested a project change. So we requested, we explained, we want a project change. So now we need to go to budget itself and do the change. So let's go. How to go? As you may remember, we go to budgets. As we said, the change has to be done on pizza budget 25. I click on Anna Pizza budget 25. Here, please have a look what is the detail about this budget. So as you see, you can see the planned cost, you can see the reimbursement rate, which is important because in our case, our sample, we have 80% reimbursement rate. So I will work on this while showing you the case. In your cases, it might be different, but at the end of the day, usually after each change, the reimbursement rate has to be kept as it is. So please remember throughout this recording that our reimbursement rate as a case is 80%. So we generally check the details. Now we need to go to budget line items to make all these changes. Something different than previous amendments, maybe it might be easier this time, is if you need to make these kind of changes within one participant. So what I mean, there will be one participant you are working on, but then there can be multiple budget line changes. So what I mean, as we said, personal costs have to be increased by 10K. So I click on personal, and I will go to, as you will see, there are some pencils here, but don't get confused. If you try to change anything, the tool will not allow you. Only place that you can change, only slot that you can make change is change requests. So I scroll down, I see propose new amount. It was 30 before, and according to the scenario, I would like to increase it by 10K. So I click on the pencil figure and I say, let's make it 40. And I save it. Fine. So I go back to the budgets. So I can either click here about budgets or here. They are both same. So I went back to the budget because what I did now, I added 10K to personnel cost of Ana Pizza. And now I need to change, I need to decrease same amount from travel. So I go to travel. If there are other cost categories you need to work and you cannot see on the screen, don't forget to click on View All, because then you will be able to see all of them. But in our case, as we said, personnel will increase, travel will be decreased. So we go to travel and subsistence. We click on it. And then, as you see, we need to change the amount to 10K. As 20 minus 10 is going to be 10. But let me make a mistake here so we can also see how the process will continue when we include a rejection point here. So let me make a mistake here, and rather than 10K, propose new amount, I will say, let's say, I don't know, 2,000 maybe. So rather than leaving it as, rather than leaving as 10K, because what is the proposed new amount is the new amount that you need to see. It was 20 and we wanted to extract 10 and leave it as 10, but I made a mistake and I extracted 18, let's say. And then I put 2,000 and I say save. Here, we concluded every budget line item. So let's go back to the budget to see if we messed up with reimbursement rate, if we need to check anything. Let's see. Of course, as you see, the reimbursement rate is problematic here because it used to be 80 and now we ended up with 91 because I made a mistake. If it was same amount, 10K, it won't be affected. But now, as I made this mistake, I also, by mistake, ruin the reimbursement rate here. So how to fix it? I still assume as an activity leader, I am doing it correct. So I still assume I didn't realize that there's a mistake. So what I do, I have my I have my calculator. So what we need to do, we need to, let's keep it big for anyone who may need. So what we need to do, we know the proposed new cost is 68, and we multiply it with 80%. Why? Because we know that reimbursement rate was 80, and we see 55. So we come back to the proposed funding amount. Here there is pencil, as you see, so that is the only part that you can change, and you write the new calculated amount and save. And as you see, we fixed, so we put our reimbursement rate back to 80, which is how it was agreed when the proposal was submitted, and this is the way the project is working. So now, as you see, this is also done. We checked everything. The values are fine. So we completed the second step, which is after creating a request, we moved on to the budget. We make these changes. So we completed the second step. So what to do now is to really submit the change. So where we go back to the budget change request. So I go to projects. I go to project change requests. And I will open my request. And if you want, quickly check, okay, the reimbursement rate is correct. It stays at 80. The figures are fine. I still cannot recognize that I made this mistake. And I see my description is fine. Reason is fine. Okay, I can now submit my change request. So submit change request for approval. Now, as an activity leader, you need to acknowledge this. So in a nutshell, it says, as an activity leader, I am responsible. I hereby manifest that I do these changes and I'm in line with my project partners. So you acknowledge it. And then you say, yes, I am ready to submit. And I submit it. So how to see where we are regarding approval? As you can see on the screen, that you have an approvals history. So you can, let's make it larger. We view it all. As you see, I am activity leader Anna. I submit it. And now it's project monitor's moment to approve it. So now my colleague Arzu, can you please, as a project monitor, approve the change request that you received on your notification list? And let me know when you do so, please. Thank you. So as a project monitor, my colleague Arzu approved the change. So now let's go back to this change request to see where we are. You see, I refresh the page and I can see now my colleague Rowena, who is acting as the finance contact approval, is going to check whether this is right or not or wrong. And this is pending on her side. So my colleague Rowena, can you please share your screen as finance contact of Anna Pizza and show us what you see in your screen, on your screen?
From here, we have two ways to check that we received the notification. We can check from the bell here, so I can click directly here and I will get directly to the change, or do the old style as Perfo was showing us. So from project, training Kava, and then checking in the project change request. So there are these two ways to check it. I will just use this one for the sake of looking a new way. So from here, I can see that there was that the activity leader, Anna, tried to submit a budget change request and was approved by the PM. I want to look what is the change about. So I click on the project change request itself, and I can see the history here, and I can see the amounts. So I read that actually she wants to increase personnel by 10K and decrease by 10. But when I look at budgets, I see that it's wrong. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna reject the change and saying wrong amounts. This way, the change is rejected and we go back to the activity leader.
Thank you. Let me share my screen and see how I see things as an activity leader. So as I need to refresh the page, I go again back to the request that I created. Let's see this story here. So as you see, again, I'm in the project change request and I go to approval history. We have a small picture here, but it's better to view it in a bigger way. So as you see, Rowena rejected it. And I see there is a comment of wrong amounts. One thing that IT is trying to work and trying to improve is when there is this back and forth about rejections for the moment, as an activity leader, I don't receive any notification. As you see, there is nothing on the bell above next to my name on the right up corner. And I don't know if it's really rejected or not unless I check the approval history. So we are sorry for that in advance, but please be in contact with your activity leader if you recognize something and you as finance contact need to reject anything, because that would speed up things, because otherwise you as activity leader, you need to check everything one by one, trying to see if it's rejected or not. So sorry for this, but please make sure you are in contact, you're aligned, and you are checking stuff with your finance contacts so that you will work on the rejected ones. So let's say I am not sure what was wrong and I wanted to check it. So what I do are wrong amounts, but okay, Rowena didn't add more information. So let me try to see where I made a mistake, or maybe she called me and I know already what is the mistake. So I go back to the budget itself to see. So how I go there, I can either go to project, budget, or there is a link here. When I scroll down budget, Anna Pizza, let's go Anna Pizza budget 25, which is the one that we were working on. And I see budget line items. So where we were trying to fix the things. And I say, yes, I cannot see it here because it's not approved. However, I know, as Rowena told me, that I made a mistake in travel. So I go back to travel. I click on travel. And I try to see where is the mistake. Yes, I realized, as Rowena also told me, I made a mistake about the proposed new amount. So rather than 2,000, it has to be 10. Why? Because it was 20, and I said I want to decrease it by 10. So I write the new amount here. So I write 10. And I save it. Great. So now let me check how the budget looks, because that's what we did. If you remember, we make all the changes in one participant. So multiple budget lines is recommended to be changed with one request. So we did a change in travel, we did a change in personnel. So now let's go to budget and let's see how it looks. Again, as you see, we moved budgets here and there. So that's why I need to, again, check my reimbursement rates. And I say the big calculator here. So again, we say 75 times 0.80, because I know by heart the reimbursement rate was 80 and we have 63,000. So here we come, proposed funding amount, and write 63,000. And you see, I fixed the reimbursement rates, and now it's good to go. But to be on the safe side, we check other items here, all look good. So what we do, we go to the third step. So first we had the request, then we worked on the budget, we made it clear everything is correct, and now time to submit it. So what we do, we need to go to the budget request again. How I go there, I go to my projects, the main tab I see, then I go to project change requests, and I open my budget change. As you see, it seems rejected for the moment. And I quickly check 80, everything is fine. The numbers are matching with my Excel. Probably as an activity leader, you all have your Excels and the values. It looks fine. Then I just submit change request for approval. Again, I say, yes, I agree. Then I say, yes, I know these, and I submit. So as you see, the story still continues. So what happened? Rowena, as the finance contact of Anna Pizza, rejected it. We had a call with her. I know where it was. The problem lies. Then what I did, I amended it, I changed it, corrected it, I submitted. Now it's waiting again for the project monitor, program manager, Arzu, to approve it. So my colleague Arzu, can you let me know once you approve the change?
Approved.
Thank you. So let's refresh. I just enter. Let's refresh the page and see. Perfect. So as you see, it is approved by Arzu. So PM controlled it, thinks everything is fine, great. So now it falls back to the finance contact of Anna Pizza, Rowena. Rowena, if you like, let's share your screen again. It's going to be similar, but good to show one more time how you accept the change.
Yes, so I received the notification here. I'm clicking on that. And yes, so in order to see the budget itself, I will click here. And something that I didn't show before was how to see the actual change in each budget line. But it goes the same as for the activity leader. So I will click on budget and check each budget line. So for example, in personnel, I really want to see if they added or increased the amount. And I see, yes, it was increased by 10K. And then I go again for the travel. One note to always push on view all to have the whole picture. I will go into travel and see if actually was decreased. So the amount planned was 20 and the proposed due amount is 10. So yes, for me, it's good to go. I will just go back from my project application or from the notification itself. I think it's easier. And then, yes, I click here again and I look if the percentage reimbursement rate is correct. And I would say, okay, this is good to go. Please pay attention that the right button is this one, is approve, because we are approving as finance contact. Delete this button from your mind. We are working on that. So let's put view all to have a broader view. And I would say, yes, I approve it. Good to go. Let's see.
Perfect.
Approve request. So my request is approved.
So as you see, Finance Contact also received a notification that it is approved, as well as Activity Leader receives a mail regarding the Program Manager, so Project Monitor's approval, as well as Finance Contact's approval. And then once it is approved by grants, that will be also seen by the Activity Leader in a received email. So now let's share my screen. And let's see where we are. I will refresh the page. Let me minimize my colleagues. Okay, so we see whole history there, as you will remember. So it was approved for the second time by the PM, and then Rowena, as the finance contact of Anna Pizza, checked everything, said good to go. And now we are at the last approval stage, which is head of grants and funding approval. So my colleague will log in as head of grants now and just approve the change. So we will see how it is looked.
Approved.
Thank you. So let's see. I refreshed the page, so you can go back and forward, however is easier for you. So for this budget request change that we have been working on, we did a mistake and then it was rejected and then we did it again, we submitted it, and this is how it looks. It is approved by head of grants. Everything seems okay. So let's see how we will see things in the budget request. We have the approval history. Everything is clear. And let's go and see how we see the things on the budget. So we go to project again, and we go to more budgets. And let's see the changes in Anna Pizza budget. As you see, the total amount has not been changed because what we did is just to shift one funding in one cost category to another one. And what we did, we created one request and make different changes in the cost categories of that specific participant. So within one request, we were able to have more than one budget line changes. So let's click on Anna Pizza budget to see how it looks. So numbers are correct. And if you want to see the budget line items, we will be able to see the change is now applied. So as you may remember, when we first have the CAVA, the personnel cost was 30 and travel cost was 20. So what we said, we need 10 more K from travel to personnel. So travel was decreased to 10K and personnel was increased to 40K. So everything looks good. We are fine. This first recording was about to show you the one change that is going to be okay, so that's going to be fine in this amendment period, which is a change in the cost category of one participant in your CAVA. In the second recording that you can reach via the links we will provide, you will be able to watch how a second scenario is in place when we need to change budgets between participants of the CAVA. So as an activity leader, you can have a final look. If everything is okay, then you will be fine with this change. Thanks for watching this recording and see you in the next one if you would like to learn how to change things within the participants of the CAVA. Thank you very much, everyone.